Netflix dropped all 13 episodes of The Punisher Season 2 on Friday, January 18th across the world. Season 2 of The Punisher continues to see Frank Castle, played by Jon Bernthal, move closer to accepting his dark nature as the vigilante superhero. The Marvel and Netflix series tells a sprawling story this year that takes Frank across the US before returning to New York for new confrontations. Who is the villain in The Punisher Season 2? Warning. This article contains spoilers from The Punisher Season 2. Season 2 of The Punisher has two storylines running through it, and so there are two villains in the new series to contend with: Billy Russo, Ben Barnes, and religious zealot John Pilgrim, Josh Stewart. Firstly, there's Russo, who got his just desserts in Season 1 when Frank finally confronted him for the death of his family and beat him to a bloody pulp. In Season 2, Anses learned that Russo survived getting brutally attacked by Frank and was recovering in hospital. Russo made a miraculous recovery that no one expected given the severity of his injuries, but he couldn't remember what had happened to him and why he was in such a state. Will there be another series of The Punisher? Through the course of Season 2, Russo slowly started to regain his memory as his violent impulses grew worse, eventually leading him to break out of the facility and cause mayhem on the streets of New York. When Frank found out that Russo was still alive, he went after the crazed criminal in a bid to stop him once and for all. Agent Dinah Madani, Amber Rose Reaver, was also on the case to stop Russo, and together they managed to take him down. Speaking to IGN about Russo's demise in Season 2, The Punisher showrunner Steve Lightfoot said that it was a tragic story and Frank could never forgive him. He explained, "It just felt true to Frank that he would never forgive Billy, he would always put him down. Frank has learned to admit to himself that this is who I am. That understanding allows him to go on being the Punisher full time." How to watch The Punisher Season 2 online. Second villain is Pilgrim, who is a right-wing religious man who also happens to be an assassin. Pilgrim has been tasked with Amy Bendix, Georgia Wyam, who was part of a blackmail conspiracy. Pilgrim tried to Amy when they were in Ohio, but luckily Frank managed to stop him after a tense and violent standoff at a police station. He then ventured to New York as he continued on his mission to the team, but he was ultimately unsuccessful. Russo was an out-and-out villain, but Pilgrim was more nuanced with motives based on faith rather than malice. How many episodes are in The Punisher Season 2? Lightfoot said that the character of Pilgrim was based on the Mennonite from the original Marvel comic books but was broader than him. The writer revealed, "In the end, we gave Pilgrim a redemption story that Frank would never give himself." He went on to say, "He is manipulated and feels betrayed by the people he was loyal to. In some ways, he is a mirror for Frank. His arc mirrored what Frank learned about himself in Season 1. And I thought that earned him a pass. He's a guy who will go off and never hurt anyone again." The Punisher is available to watch on Netflix now.